Welcome to our next episode of
Fandom
Family
Chats.
This is a production of Family Fan Clubs on Facebook. You can find us all over Facebook. You can find us all over social media under Fandom Family Chats. Look us up, get dialed in, get plugged in, and get ready to listen to some crazy people talk crazy stuff.
Welcome back to Fandom Family Chats. I'm Amanda.
I'm Jeanette.
And today we are here to talk about season 2 of Perfect Match. Yay!
I love this show so much.
I do too.
Anytime David watches it with me, he's like, what? I'm like, look, this is a train wreck, and I need you to just be on board with the fact that we love it. Like, I'm not saying this is a good show. It's not a good show.
No.
It's an absolute train wreck, but I'm obsessed with it.
How many times did I use the word messy when I was messaging you?
I mean, it's just, and I mean, I don't know how anyone really takes it seriously, because I don't know that. I mean, I think we're all aware that you're probably not going to get any major relationships to come out of this,
No. And by the way, just so everybody knows, we're going to give away all spoilers. So
yes,
if you have a problem with spoilers and you have not watched this, come back and listen to this after you finish the season, because we're going to give everything away. I don't know.
Maybe we start with who was in the house, maybe to start with, maybe the beginning. I don't know.
Who was that? So at the beginning was Alara.
No.
Brighton.
Was Alara in the house to start with? No.
Yeah.
No, she came in. Dominique was the one with Brighton. Because Alara they sent Stefan.
No, I know. I'm just naming everybody.
Oh, okay.
Just the people who were in the house at the beginning. I thought Alara
she got put on a date with Stefan.
Oh, really? I don't know. I felt like she was in the house for the whole time.
She was in there a long time.
Anyway, Alara was my favorite.
She's my favorite too.
This season. And I followed her on everything. And I am loving watching her in America right now. She's with Micah and with Tolu. Visiting different food places in America. And it's freaking hilarious.
That's funny.
They had her try Chipotle. Oh, she went for a seafood boil with Tolu.
I heard you call that Chipotle real quick. I just wanted to say this because my child made fun of me.
We say it wrong.
Because it's Chipotle.
Yeah.
But the first thing, we just got a Chipotle. Okay, this is how it was very exciting actually. And I said, "Oh, I wonder when Chipotle is gonna open." She was like, "Excuse me." So it's a big joke that we call it Chipotle now. So
I know I mispronounce it. And I'm from Texas. I should at least be able to pronounce Chipotle.
I just love it
correctly, but I don't.
It's fine. It's fine. It made me feel good.
It's a little quirk of mine. Let's just ignore it. I also use supposedly a lot.
Oh, no, there's not a word, is it?
No, it's supposedly.
Supposedly.
But it doesn't come out that way. I am so sorry to the public. I probably say that wrong on this podcast all the time. People are like, oh my gosh, because it's a trigger for a lot of people.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
I don't pronounce a lot of things correctly.
I'm from Texas.
Happens.
All right. No, so I'm just going to literally list.
We can just start with let's just talk about Alara and Stefan. They're our favorites anyways.
Alara and Stefan, I'm just going to come out of the gate swinging on this. They should have won.
Yes. My jaw was on the floor when they did not win.
My jaw was too. I literally turned it off. I didn't even watch the ending. I went back and watched it a little bit later after I calmed down. I was PO'd. I was so mad. And then I'm just going to show all the dirty air out right now.
Yeah.
And then to see Chris come out and say that all the people that were on the outside got together for a pact. And that's why the two people that were only in the house for a day.
I mean, honestly, that makes sense. I mean, I figured it was something like that then, because otherwise it didn't make any sense.
Didn't have America vote.
Yeah.
That's not fair at all. And I don't know, they don't win any money
this happened last year too, though, because Shane and Chloe deserved to win last year.
They did. They totally deserved to win last year. But last year, Dom and Georgia had at least been in the house.
That's true. But they hadn't been together that long. I mean, not really.
They hadn't, but we knew them, and they had been together more than a day. It was so they're gonna have to change something if they want to do another season. They're gonna have to change the voting.
Something.
That can't. That it was so unfair.
I'm a Christine fan. She was my favorite on her season of Too Hot to Handle. I loved her. The whole time I kept saying, "Where's Christine? Let's bring Christine in here." She would like, I love Christine. I even like Nigel. Do I think they're a great couple? I do actually. Do I think that they have a lot in common and probably are a good match? Yup. But do I think that they need to win the show perfect match when they literally got together like the episode before that?
No.
No. I mean,
It
I
was
don't.
so disappointing.
Yeah.
We just got done discussing Bridgerton season 3 right before this, and we are just in the dumps right now.
It definitely was wrong. And I mean, I would have been more happy with like Chris and Tolu winning because at least even though I don't really believe that they had a thing, like they were together for a long time.
So they said like they won by 1 vote, and I was like, oh, so I bet that Alara and Steven won, and then Tolu and Chris were probably like close second.
Yep.
And with Nigel and Christine, my mouth dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the cartoon ways. I was, and oh gosh, I was so mad. And I wanted to message you, but I was like, I'm not even going to discuss it. We just need a podcast. I'm not even going to discuss it because I'm so mad right now.
Yeah. I don't even think they should be like, I don't think they should do that where they bring them in at the end like that. Because last year, who was it? It was Nick and the girl from Love is Blind. Then I'm like, you all shouldn't even be considered right now. Like you all literally just got together. What's her name? It's like 2 letters, right? Do you know what I'm talking about? Elsie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Elsie. And I loved both of them, but like they shouldn't have even been considered because they just literally got together. So I think we shouldn't bring those people in at the end like that.
I think they vote wrong. I don't think the cast is the people to vote.
Maybe only the cast that are still there then. Definitely not the people that you've sent home.
That are mad.
Because that happened too. Do you remember? I mean, not to bring up other stuff, but I feel like that's the same kind of thing that happened on Love Island Games, where they let these people that have been kicked out come back and they're all bitter.
Yep.
And so they start they're not voting fairly.
No, they're voting with their hearts and their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch next season, but if you do it to me again next season,
we'll complain about it again on our podcast. That's what I will
complain about it again until you get it right the next season.
But I mean, Steven and I don't know, I just can't say enough good things. Like you could tell
nobody else did that.
They were truly in love with each other, and you can't convince me. Now, I haven't checked in on these people to see if they're all still together. I don't even know if they really have.
None of them.
Not even Alara and Stefan.
No, nobody's still together.
Breaks my heart. Okay,
I know it did me too. I looked everybody up immediately after I finished the show to see who was still together. Apparently, they're still cordial, but they're not they're not together, which was severely disappointing.
I don't know if I can even believe in love anymore. That's really terrible, actually.
I know. You know what? You get out of that house when you're together 24/7. You get into the real world, and
I mean, they do live in different countries, so I mean, I know that's hard. I don't know. That made me sad. Anyways,
I know.
But Steven, you know what? Did you watch Steven when he was on Too Hot to Handle?
I did not. I've seen clips.
Have you seen old pictures of him?
Yeah.
He was not
attractive
as he is. Like I'm kind of in love with Steven. Like
I did not. I looked back at old pictures and clips and stuff, and I was like, Well,
I had to look it back because I was like, I remember that I didn't like Steven. Like I just remembered I was not a fan of his, but it had been a while because I don't remember which season he was on. It wasn't the most recent one.
Yeah.
So I was like, but then I look back and I'm like, oh, well, he doesn't. I don't even know if I'd recognize him. He doesn't look like the same person.
He doesn't, and it's a glow up.
Definitely, blonde hair suits him.
Yeah. And you know what? It's not even his looks.
It's not really.
It's his, what did they call the swagger? Like his swagger, his personality, his demeanor. Like, that's what everybody's attracted to.
Well, and I mean, honestly, part of like the way he treated Alara, because like I wasn't a huge fan of his until because I'm a big Xanthi fan. I loved her when I was excited for her to be on here. So like I was upset with him at first. I love her.
That girl is drama.
And she, oh, for sure. For sure.
Drama.
They
And
all
that's
are,
all
though.
she wants is drama. And that, like, I don't mind drama being in there, but I feel like the only reason she was in there was to cause drama
That's
and to
probably true.
be loud and just take
Yeah.
over the
Yeah.
screen. And I'm like, girl, like,
Yeah.
you're not the main show. Like,
I would love for some relationship to stick it out from these shows, though.
I know.
It's like I can't believe, like, I mean, Netflix, your all's like dating shows are really kind of like nobody's lasting.
No.
I feel like you need to
Falling
step it up.
flat.
Yeah. Obviously, this is not working out, right?
I also think it's because with Perfect Match, it is literally people from all over the world.
Mhm.
You know,
That's true. Yeah.
there's Australia, England, Switzerland, America. They're so spread that
That it's hard
like,
to,
does it really work in real life?
yeah. But I mean, it
I mean,
are
it could.
it could. It
It
could. You'd be
could.
willing to make that like change. And I
Yeah.
think they supply them with so much alcohol that I feel like they should probably limit that.
Freaking Izzy.
Because poor Izzy, I mean, and not just Izzy, but I mean, Izzy's the one that obviously couldn't handle it as well. Harry too. I feel like Harry was smashed all
Oh my
the
gosh.
time.
Poor Harry, that's what got him in so much trouble, I think.
About Harry in a minute. We'll save him for a minute because oh god, I love him. But no, Izzy for sure. Like, I felt so bad for him to be honest, because he like legit seems like a good guy.
He really does.
He's probably way too good for any of these shows. Like, if I'm being honest, like you just need to like, I don't know what you need to like when he matched with Micah finally, and like right after they matched, she said, "This is the worst night of my life." Or whatever she said. I'm just like,
I
Micah,
was
that's
like,
so mean.
oh, I'm so glad
Thank
you
God.
will remember this in the morning.
That's exactly. Thank God he's drunk enough that he will not remember this, so it's okay. But
He's
I
just
didn't.
watching it back, going, "Oh my gosh."
And then, but I mean, the same thing with Jessica. Like, why did we even attempt to hook him up with Jessica? We know that, like,
That was so weird and odd,
what a
and
weird date.
I did not understand that.
I could not be on a date where some guy, like, the guy's upside down and dripping sweat on me. Like, that's disgusting, and I'm not gonna go.
Really,
I
your
don't care.
first date.
I don't care who the guy is. Like my husband, I've been married to for almost 20 years. Like, I'm not gonna allow him to drip sweat on me. That's disgusting. No, thank you. Like, it's gross. Like,
Like, I don't feel like I would mind if it was like my husband or like somebody I was dating, but like, working out
I
like
don't think
that,
I would.
doing something like that.
No, I'm
But
not doing it. I don't like sweat, my own sweat. I definitely don't like someone else's sweat. Like, I'm not.
it was a very, very, very weird. They had a lot of very strange first dates this season.
Yeah.
Like the mud body painting thing. You just
Yeah. I mean, that one, I feel like I've seen that on lots of different shows because that's just one of those. It's just a way to get you to touch each other's body, is what
but
that
didn't
is.
she do that twice? She
Who?
came back with like the little mustache thing, Christine.
Yeah.
Did she do that twice? I think now I'm trying to think.
I
She
don't
did
know if she
it
did.
with Kaz. Didn't she do it with
No, her and Kaz were just at that like pond like thing or
and
whatever.
then but yeah, they were rubbing that clay, the mud stuff all
Oh,
over
they
each
were
other.
rubbering something on each other.
And
Yeah.
then she went on the date later on and came back with like the mustache and
I
stuff.
tell you what, that must be a famous date spot that where her and Kaz went, because I'm almost positive that that is the same spot that Joey on The Bachelor, when they were in Tulum, I'm pretty sure he took one of his final dates there. I think
Oh,
that's where him
really?
and Rachel went. Yeah, I recognized it because she had to go to the hospital or something. Like, there was something weird that happened there. I just remember it. Something this must be a touristy spot in Tulum here.
Tulum. Is that Mexico?
Yeah, I think so. I tell you what, though, speaking of like Kaz, honestly, Kaz messed up because I think had Kaz not left Micah, I think they would have won this for sure. Because I was rooting hard for him. Like, I thought for sure they were like madly in love.
What a
Like,
dill
what did
hole he was, though.
how like Kaz had me fooled. I honestly believed he was one of the good ones until he wasn't. And I was like,
When he got with Christine
mhm.
and then begged Micah to come back the next day, I'm sitting there going, Micah, don't do it.
I
But
think
I'm
she
like,
only did it to stay on the show. I mean,
for
I think
one day.
yeah, I mean, did you think you were gonna win? Like,
exactly. And no, I think they thought they had a chance. I really do. Because they did that interview and she's like, I think we really do have a chance. And I'm like, where in what universe do you have a chance to win this when you
no.
guys were broken up yesterday?
And I'm no fault of hers because I mean, surprisingly, I really love Micah now. I did not see that coming
Okay, yeah. I
at
do
all.
agree with you there. I never she was the only one that I did not like on Love is Blind. I think
Mhm.
probably on one of these podcasts you can go back and hear me griping about her.
Yeah, we hated her.
I could not stand her. She's the only one I did not follow on any social media. Anytime I
Mhm.
saw her video, I was like, I'm not following you. I'm not doing it.
Nope. We
Now
were
I'm
too
following
small,
her.
weren't we?
Like now I like her.
Yeah, I do too.
It
I was
just
actually
took
really
her,
sad for her.
but like we know, Love is Blind producers love to make it their own narrative. You do
Yeah,
not see the real things in Love is Blind.
yeah.
I am convinced of that
And
now.
it's been a while, so I mean, she very well could have like watched that back and actually grew from like her experience
Mhm.
there, which I think probably happened too. So,
Yeah.
I think that's fine. I'm trying to think who else. Another one that I'm a big fan of though, Justin. I want to go back and watch whatever show Justin was on because I think he's fantastic.
What is he from?
It was something Sunset, or I don't know, something I had never heard of actually. I
Oh,
was trying to
Surviving Paradise.
Surviving Paradise. I've never heard of
Yeah.
that, but I want
I've
to go
heard of
watch
it.
it.
I've never watched it.
He was another one that I got upset for when Elise.
Elise did him dirty.
But I will say I feel like her and Brighton were better suited than her and Justin. So like
I
I'm Brighton's one of those like he was the chase of this year. Okay. He was
why?
messy, but I can't help but kind of appreciate your messiness.
I don't mind Brighton as much as I do Elise. I think Elise,
She was bitter. She was mad that Harry dumped her.
I have nothing good to say about Elise.
No,
I
me neither.
don't. And really, so I never had a good feeling about her. She was never one of my top 10 favorites of any of it. I
I
never
liked
rooted for
her
her.
because I liked her on Too Hot to Handle. Like, but
I
you
I
don't
didn't
watch
watch
those
Too Hot to
enough. I
Handle, so
know.
I don't have any background.
Talk about messy girl. You need to watch those. Those are
I actually have
best
turned on
fantasy.
Too Hot to Handle to try to watch it. And I actually know Christine from Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah.
I watched some of that season. No, with Elise, I
Yeah.
I can't stand her. I feel like she's so fake. She
No,
only
I
cares
agree.
about herself. It's her and her only. And after just in the past day or two, there has been so much like comments and things I've seen from the other cast members on different videos
Yeah. Yeah.
dragging Elise, dragging her.
Really.
Everyone like she's bitter. She's so rude to everybody in the house.
I
She
believe
thinks
it.
she's better than everybody. You can't trust her. And these are cast members that were on the show saying these comments about her. So I don't know.
That's interesting.
It just made me kind of go, okay, I feel a little bit better about not liking her.
Yeah. 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 She was one I definitely didn't care for her. I didn't care for Dominique either. I feel like she was just like,
Okay, I kind of liked Dominique when she was with Brighton. I liked their fighting and their banter. I thought it
yeah.
was now, is that a relationship that's going to stick forever?
No. No.
No. But it was entertaining at least to watch.
I agree with that.
But as soon as she was not with Brighton, I couldn't stand her.
Mhm. Yeah. Maybe it was Brighton because, like I said, I think he's a mess, but I kind of like him. Like, I feel like he like just called
I
it
don't
like it
mind
is.
Brighton that much. I
Yeah, I
really
feel like
don't.
he. Yeah, I mean, do I think he was like? I wouldn't have wanted him to like. I don't think he was serious about this at all.
No,
But like,
I don't feel like half of them are serious
no. But
about
at least
this.
that's what I'm saying. But I think he was honest about it, so I can almost appreciate that more than I
Yeah.
can like the people that pretend and then
Yeah. Another one I
like.
didn't like was Holly.
I don't like Holly either. Or Melinda. I don't know.
The
Like of all,
villain of the season you're talking about? The villain of the season?
yeah.
Even though she
Although
was
when
right?
yeah, I know, even though she actually was. But you know what, Melinda, like, I don't know. I feel like she
Messy.
still, yeah,
Messy.
you made that messy.
So, and she's still making it messy. She's
Mm-hmm.
still on social media on herself. Just in the to me, it was the little backsided comments that she would make when she wasn't around like anybody, just like to
Yeah,
herself.
yeah,
Like, I don't like anybody. Nobody deserves to win. I did, and I'm just like, what? You
Yeah.
are literally a host of a show, and this is how you're coming on here.
Yeah.
Guess what? I am never watching your show.
Although I probably am, because actually
I'm
after
not.
seeing so many people that I like from the Dated and Related, I'm like, actually I probably love this show. I need to
I
go check
wanted
it
to watch it. I did. It's on my Netflix. I wanted to watch it.
out.
And now I
Yeah.
feel like I can't watch it because I don't
I
want
mean,
to
that's
support
where
her.
we got Alara and Chris, Chris is kind of a mess too, but I kind of like him. Like,
I like
I don't
Chris's
know.
personality. I don't find him attractive at all.
No, no, not at all. But I think he's like entertaining. And do I think him and Toulouse, even though I think they were a terrible couple, like it was,
Too.
you know what I mean? Like I think it was just
Yeah.
individually you're fine, but I never saw any chemistry whatsoever between the two of them.
I feel like Tolu had too big of a personality for Chris.
Yeah.
She just, and that's not bad. Like I really actually, Tolu is,
Mhm.
first of all, drop dead gorgeous.
Yes.
Um, second of all, I felt like she just overpowered him.
Yeah.
I feel like she needs somebody a little bit more in her equal, not totally.
Or somebody that is totally okay being overpowered, because I feel like
Yeah,
because honestly, I didn't mind her and Izzy for a minute,
I
because I
didn't
feel
either.
like Izzy is that kind of guy that will just sit back and let you take the spotlight, and he doesn't care. Whereas Chris probably would get a little annoyed by not having the spotlight after some time.
You know what it is Izzy will call it out and be like, try to like, I am gonna put her on the pedestal. And he kind of like he has that action of like, this
Yeah.
is my woman. This is, she
Yeah.
is great. Chris Chris is just more kind of like, yes, we are together. Yes, we are this. Yes, we, and I'm
Yeah.
like, back down.
Yeah.
You're next to Lou,
Yeah. I
and
don't
she
know who Chris
shines a little bit
is.
brighter than you.
What was it? Was it that time? Was it Chris that who did he pull aside? Oh, when he was breaking up with was it when he was breaking up with Dominique and he pulled Xanthi also? And she
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
at the
wait,
same
like, why
time.
are we like she was like, I'm so confused.
That was a bad Chris moment.
He was so messy so many different times with all of that. It was just so funny.
Trying to do save time.
But
That was
like Andy
so
never
awkward.
showed she never showed any interest in you whatsoever. So like there was nothing like gonna happen there.
Just their when he's talking, their faces of going, what?
She was like, why am I
Like
here?
what?
I'm just gonna
Why
go.
am I here? Like
She's like, I'm uncomfortable and I don't like it, so I'm gonna go.
so real for that. That was a real moment. That was
Yeah. I just
a
thought,
real feeling deep down.
so funny. So funny. All right,
Let's
so who's
we'll talk a little bit more about Christine too, because we touched on her.
I adore Christine. I think she's a fantastic person. Like I was rooting hard for her to get in the house and all of that. Still don't think she should have won, but I love Christine.
Okay, so I haven't watched Too Hot to Handle, so I don't know anything about her background. I watched maybe 2 episodes that she was in Too Hot to Handle,
I think she's
but I
very
didn't get to know her.
yeah, I mean, I think she's very much like she was on the show. She's a big personality, but I don't know. I think it all comes from like I think she's real and that she's like wants to find
Yeah,
love and all this. I mean, she seems like
I
one of those
didn't
that
get that.
actually
I
and
didn't get
that's
that
probably
feeling.
from like that's probably me knowing her from Too Hot to Handle, but I do feel like that's something because I think she was genuinely hurt by Kaz and what he did.
No, no. Kaz was the one totally in the wrong in that situation.
Yeah.
Totally. And I think that she did. I don't hate Christine. Let me put that
Yeah.
out there. I don't hate her. One, they're all freaking beautiful.
She's
But
gorgeous.
she
Like,
was, I mean, probably one of the most gorgeous in the entire house.
yeah, for sure.
I'm like going down my list right here, and I'm like, who was prettier than Christine? Jessica, maybe.
My
Even though I
husband would
have
say yes. My husband would say Alara. My husband saw
Laura was.
this and
Oof.
he was like, there's no one that would come in the house and take me away from her. Like, goodness, well, why don't you
No,
just tell it
Steven
like
knew
this?
he had something
Like,
good. He was just
I
like
think that's why
holding.
David was like, no, 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 hang on to her.
I mean, that's why like none of these women
Yeah.
are not good looking. They're all
No,
like
they're all beautiful.
gorgeous.
Yeah,
I
for
mean, that's
sure.
part of the show. It's like
Mhm.
when you watch Love is Blind, Ben always walks in, he's like, this is not real.
Yeah, I mean, let's put some real looking people out there. Like, you know, you're still going to get someone beautiful. Like,
Like no, the only thing that was like kind of getting me about Christine was I feel like she was just too pushy.
Mhm.
just pushing
See
herself
that.
onto these guys a little too much. And I
Mhm.
get it. It's a competition. You want to win, which she did.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what you're trying to do. But I don't know. It just felt too in my face on screen.
Yeah.
It
No,
was
I
just
can see that.
too much pushing. And I was just like, girl, you need to calm down. Like,
Yeah.
take a
No, I
step
can see
back,
that.
calm down. So I'm just indifferent about Christine. I didn't hate her, love
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
I think the kissing game was a little bit
It wasn't like it was last season. Last season, that kissing
no.
challenge was so good
Yes. And
because
I
they got to rate, like, I feel like this time it was so easy for them to know who was who. Like, I feel like it was just easier for them to be able to tell
they
that.
knew who was who. That was so
Mhm.
yeah. And then Xanthi just not kissing anybody.
Like,
That
yeah, I mean,
I get okay, I get it. It made me mad though. You know what show you're coming on. You've seen
well, here's
last
the thing.
season.
Like, I think if that's your decision, then like don't like do it, don't have the headphones on and then kind of like just tell them ahead of time I'm not doing this challenge. So just sit me out of this one
Yeah,
then.
she's making
Like
every
I
guy
feel like
look
there's more
stupid.
respect on that. Like just I'm not gonna do it. Cause that's fine. I mean, you know, if you don't want to kiss all these guys, like I'm not sure that I'd want to kiss them all either. Like
I don't know. To me, then don't
I-
come on the show.
yeah,
You're gonna do there's all these challenges. They're all
yeah.
kissing each other. You know,
So
is it
gross.
something that I would do with my own personal life? No.
No.
But they know
No.
what they're
Maybe
signing
when I was
up
in my
for.
20s, I would have, if I'm being honest, but you know, not anymore.
I guess if I look like that and I was in my 20s, single and no kids, maybe. But
Yeah, yeah, I
I
would.
don't know, probably not. It's so personal and you're I mean, I've seen like everything in these people. I feel like at this point. I don't
That's
know if
true.
I want somebody that up close in my business.
Yeah, that's true.
Even though I do like in Perfect Match that they don't all sleep in the same room, they all get their private bedrooms. And we don't get a lot of really bedroom scenes. I
Yeah,
I I probably shouldn't like that as a watcher of these shows, but I do like that difference
yeah.
in there. I feel like they maybe have a little bit more of a connection because they do get
But the
some
thing is, like, I don't think they do. So, like, that's what's weird to me. Like, I feel like you should because you're getting more alone time and like probably time without cameras. But like, there's like no real like relationships that form from these. It's so weird.
no. And I think that's a lot of it is because they get put on these dates.
I would love to see Perfect Match be a show, but like legit just be like without it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the celebrity. I like the people from our other shows coming together too. But
Mm-hmm.
like, imagine if we did this with people who had never been on something.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you actually could like form some like real connections.
I wonder if they can do that, like mix it though. Like have some
Yeah,
people from like the other shows and stuff, but then like throw two or three, even just
just
two or
bring.
three,
Yeah, yeah,
in there that we don't know.
yeah,
Or maybe they're going to be on a future. Maybe they're going to be on a future Love is Blind or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like that would be cool. But
yeah.
I
No,
feel
I
like they got
agree.
to change it. They have to change this up a little bit.
Yeah, because this end result was even more disappointing.
And why does Nick Lachey have to host every single dating show on Netflix?
Nicholas. I don't know. I kind of love it though. It just makes me laugh that like
It makes me laugh too.
as
But
like the
like,
90s kid
why?
who grew up like with him last part of 98 degrees,
I
seeing him do
know
this just
he was
makes
on my
me like
walls.
it's so funny. It's so funny to me.
I did giggle when he came around and he was wearing those that suit shorts.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what is like I could see like Dom coming out in that and like rocking it and looking
Oh,
good.
Dom.
Nick
Mhm.
Lachey turned the corner. I was like, what are you wearing?
Dude, you're like 45 years old. Come
Get
on.
that off.
Take it off.
You should
Take it.
just come around with some jorts and a wife pleaser.
You know what though? I will say I don't like Dom nearly as much as I used to.
I don't.
I feel like the fame has changed Dom and not in a good way. Because
Yes.
I remember Dom, he was on The Mole. I loved him. And
Okay,
then
so
I
I
loved
just
him on
started
Perfect
watching The
Match.
Mold this morning.
Oh, there's a new
So
season going to be coming out at some point.
I
The Mole's good.
know it says
Yeah.
new season coming out soon. So I was like, I
Well,
know
then I
this is
won't
where
say
Will
anything.
comes from and Dom comes from. I was like, I don't have anything to watch right now. So I
It's
was like,
good.
I'm
I
just
think
gonna
you'll
turn
like
it
it.
on and kind of see
Yeah.
if I like the first season. That way, if I do like it, I'll watch the second season.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
So yeah, don't give me anything. Wait,
I won't. But he was a very likable person on the mole. He was very likable in season 1 of Perfect Match.
mm-hmm.
I feel like fame has kind of gotten to his head. And I
Yeah,
don't know that maybe Harry's not a good influence, even though there's nothing in this world that can make me hate Harry Jowsey. So no one can try to convince me, don't do it. I understand that. I mean, I wouldn't want him
I feel
dating
like
Michelle
with
all the time,
Harry,
but
he just needs to stop trying to make people take him seriously until he
yeah,
wants to start acting seriously.
yeah.
He did. He
The thing
I'm the same way as you. I love Harry. And I even agree with you. There's nothing that man can do that was wrong.
is,
He made me mad.
he definitely did. He definitely did.
He disappointed me.
He did. And not, I was okay because, like, the whole Elise situation, I wasn't mad about that. Everybody seemed to be upset about that. I
Oh, I
don't think
wasn't.
that was a big deal. That was brand new. The Jessica thing, he really disappointed me. And the thing
Mhm.
is, I think he disappointed himself because I actually think he did care for Jessica. Now, did he love her? No. I feel like Harry's one of those people that just falls in love so quickly and so easily. Like, it's just
Yeah.
who he is, you know? But
He's got a very big heart.
he does. And I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's really got to, like,
Grow
it's gonna
up.
take the,
I think
it's gonna
he
take
has a
the
lot
right
of
person.
growing up to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is still very childish.
He is.
There's just, and that's why I love Harry.
Yeah.
I feel very kind of mad at him right now
I know.
because Jessica's my girl.
Yeah.
And is
I
she
wonder what
perfect? No, but
even happened because they got back together
they did.
for
And then
like a while.
1 week later,
Because it said like a month later. So like obviously they like had been together at some point, and then I wonder what happened, I guess.
Harry.
I'd be curious. Well, Harry probably did something stupid.
I think it was actually from the things that I'm reading and hearing. I think it has something to do with Riley.
Was it because everybody was I was one of those that was pushing. I thought they were really cute, if I was being honest.
She's a baby.
She's an adult. I mean, like,
Barely.
she's like 19. He's like 27. That's not, we read books, Amanda, where that kind of stuff
I
happens all
know.
the time. Okay. So just,
But and I mean they were doing that podcast together, so they got extremely close. I from what I can't believe everything I read either.
yeah, you never
So
know.
loosely, I think from what I'm hearing, it had something to do with about Riley. Some
Well, and I
rumor
could
came out or
see,
something.
and I could see where Jessica, because I mean, granted, Jessica has every right to worry about that considering Harry's
It's Harry.
past, but Jessica also strikes me as the type that probably, even without that kind of past, she would be a very jealous kind of partner, I think.
Jessica needs somebody who is not going to boss her around.
Honestly, Jessica
That
probably needed an Izzy too. I mean,
she needs an equal. She needs an equal partner. She does not need another
she seemed like
child
I
that she
liked
doesn't
her
need.
with Harry, but it's like I don't think their age difference is that much, but it seemed like a lot, in my opinion.
That's what I mean. Like she's raising her child and she wants other children. She does not need to raise her husband as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like Harry was just, I feel like she's a nurturing person.
Mhm.
And I think that she wasn't with her daughter, and Harry was somebody to take care of,
Yeah, I could see that.
you know. And I think she cared about Harry. I think they cared about each other
Yeah.
in
And I think they
a
were a really
way.
cute couple
Yeah,
had they been able to get past, like, I mean, I did think they were, there were certain things that were good about them, but
there was, but he messed up when they showed at the last episode. Are you gonna put this in? I was like, oh man, you guys are just throwing him under the bus,
yeah,
giving
you
us
have to
behind
know.
the scenes.
I loved it. It felt like the whole cuties debacle again, which I loved. Like,
Oh
or
my
the
gosh.
Love is Blind situation. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of Love is Blind, did you see Micah's reaction to watching that?
Uh-uh.
Oh, it was hilarious. She was just like, he did it.
I
Oh
think
my God, he did it.
we were all rooting so hard for Harry because I admit, I think you and I talked and I was like, I don't think he did it.
I know, I
He
didn't
didn't do
either.
it.
I
He
really
definitely
didn't
did.
think he did it. I so
You're
believed
right.
him.
We were rooting so hard for you.
He and then him coming on the TikTok wearing that I love gaslighting shirt. I'm gonna flick him in the head.
I mean, I don't know. I think he's amusing that he like just goes ahead and like makes fun of himself like that. Because why not? I mean, roll with it. Like, because I don't think Harry is ever going to be able to change anyone's mind ever. You will forever be this guy. Unfortunately, you've taken it too far. I'm not sure that you can ever come back from it.
Really, after
But
this season,
you're
because
going to
this
find
season
somebody
he
who's okay
kept,
with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna have to, because he pushed so hard this season of, well, it just hurts my feelings when you guys just don't trust me. Like, I've
And, like,
changed.
I
No, you
don't.
haven't.
I actually don't think he's a gaslighter though, because I actually think when he's saying these things, he truly believes
And
that
then he's just a child.
yes. I mean, I think that's really more of what it is. I don't actually believe that he's trying to manipulate someone. I
Maybe
don't
you should
think he's
just not drink anymore.
that is probably a good idea. Because I don't think he's a malicious person. Maybe I'm being naive on that. I really don't think he is.
I
I
don't
think
think
he's
he
just
is.
a very immature person.
Very. I think that's the main thing with Harry is that's what I mean by Jessica. It's like having to take care of a child.
Yeah.
He is just extremely immature. And for him to come back, and I get it, he was drunk, and alcohol makes you have all different types of emotions.
Yeah.
But when she comes back and he's in the bed crying and throwing up and just I was like, be a grown up.
He
Let's
said
get it
I've been
together.
throwing up because I'm so
Throwing
upset.
up.
I'm like, Harry, you've been throwing up because you've been drinking too much, is what's going on. I'm like, stop.
And then is your daughter gonna be disappointed in me? It's like, oh my god.
Like, I think it's almost sad. Like, they need to, like, okay. Because I think about my other, like, shows. Like, on Love Island, okay, they are limited to the amount of alcohol they can consume. On The Bachelor, I'm pretty sure they're limited. They don't get you pissed drunk like this. Like, the Perfect Match producers egg this on by just feeding them alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
It's really kind of dangerous. Here I'm all being all like motherly or whatever. I feel like it's a little dangerous how drunk, because like Izzy did not know what he was doing. Harry did not know what he was doing. These are grown men that are like blackout drunk right now.
And how are the women so just normal?
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing to these guys?
This is what I think too. I'm like, well, then you like in my head it thinks I'm like, then you send them off into these rooms, these private rooms together where everybody's blackout drunk.
Who knows what's going on?
Like, what is going on in there? It just seems not okay.
No. Is he completely agreeing to match up with Micah? He does not remember that.
No. I mean, he was okay with it because we know he's like obsessed with her, but you know.
Him on TikTok lately is cracking me up too. I like Izzy more now. I hated Izzy. I'm sorry.
Me too. Well, I didn't hate him. I didn't. He was the one that didn't have he didn't have the paper. Was he the one that only had paper plates?
Yeah. And he hid in the closet.
I remember being so upset with like her over the paper plate thing. I'm like, girl, I mean, I eat all paper plates all the time. Please stop, okay? But yeah.
That's why he posted that TikTok the other day. He mentioned the paper plates.
He was also the one that had the drawer of like trophies from his ex, right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, when they did the number
counter, the body count, I'm like,
I was like, Izzy,
where are you getting these girls? But you know what? It makes sense because he probably gets them and then can't keep them, and so I have to move on a lot quicker than the other people.
I think he just has a lot of like drunken blackout one night stands.
Yeah,
obviously.
Do you know this number? No wonder that drawer was so full.
He's like, I don't know who these people are. Keeping mementos just in case.
Poor guy.
Before we sleep together, is any of this stuff yours?
Right. Have you
been here before? Like Joey Tribbiani.
That's so funny. But yeah, I remember my mouth was like, whoa, are you kidding me? That's a lot, is he? Yeah. Well done.
That was a little. I almost expected everybody else. Like nobody else surprised me, but literally it got to Izzy at 100. I was like,
I mean, I was thinking like 10 max, if I'm being honest with you. Like I was like not.
I was like, are we doing like 20 to 50? I was like,
is this accurate? I love that number. I'm like 20 to 50. That's kind of a broad range though, right there.
That is a very broad range because 20, I don't feel like 20 is like
20
it's a lot more than me, but
20 is, but if you're like a single person in your late 20s, like okay, 20 people, like I'm not gonna stress about that.
No.
50?
100?
Jeez.
At like 27?
We were just talking about this with my daughter. We were watching because they just did this on Love Island. And even she was like, that's crazy. Like, yeah, girl, that is
Don't
crazy.
do that.
Oh my goodness gracious. I'm
That's
like,
not normal. We don't do that.
we're trying to not judge people. You know, I'm not gonna like slut shame anyone or anything here, but like
No.
100 plus is kind of a little nuts.
I mean, more, as long as they're being safe and they're happy.
I guess so, you know.
Be
You do
safe, do your thing, but just please be safe.
yes.
All right. So we touched on Dom, Xanthi.
Oh, I hate that you don't like Xanthi.
I cannot stand that woman.
You didn't watch her
She comes on that like
Circle either,
fake.
though.
She doesn't like. I did watch The Circle
Did you like her on there?
a little bit better.
I
I
liked
didn't
her.
mind her on The Circle. I didn't like. She wasn't like my favorite,
Yeah.
but she was like. I was like, okay, she's cool. Like I don't mind. I didn't mind her. She came on here, and I can't stand her now. All right. So also we have Trevor from Love Is Blind. He came back. He came on this. I'm glad he wasn't in a lot of episodes. I didn't mind Trevor in Love Is Blind. He
That
was
was until we found out his secret, and then all of a sudden, I was
he
done
was
with her.
out.
Yeah.
I don't find him attractive anymore.
Nope.
I don't like him. Ever
Nope.
since he was, so those who don't know, he was in a relationship, a serious relationship apparently, whenever he was on Love Is Blind.
Mhm. Like he
That to
didn't
me
even
is
tell her.
just,
He just dipped and like went on
yeah.
Love Is Blind, and she
He
found
found
out.
out by watching the show. It put a huge bad
Crazy.
taste in my mouth,
Yeah.
and I'm glad Trevor was only in a couple of these episodes, to be honest. I
I
didn't
don't
like
think
when he came in,
anybody. Yeah, there
but
would have been no chance. I don't think anybody would have given him a chance, like not knowing that.
I don't even think he's that attractive, if I'm being honest.
No, I don't. The only thing that was attractive, I think, about him to start with was that we liked him on Love Is Blind. Like we thought he was one of the good ones.
Yeah.
And then we found out he wasn't. So
I didn't find him attractive as in Love Is Blind either. But
no,
I
I
thought
didn't.
he was a good guy.
Yeah, and so I rooted for him.
I did
Yeah,
too. I really wanted him with Megan Fox.
yeah, same,
I really did, but they didn't work out, and
same.
I'm glad he wasn't on this very much. And we're gonna move on from Trevor because I don't really want to talk about him, and I don't think you do
No, there's
either.
nothing to say, you know.
The only other person we really need to mention is Britain.
I
So
didn't like her either.
I actually liked Britain. I just don't think she got the right limelight in this show. I think if maybe if she would have started from the
I
beginning.
think you would have liked her. I don't think you would have liked her because I see like this is where
Did you watch her show? Okay.
because she was on Too Hot to Handle and she was really like ditzy and dumb acting and like I don't know. I couldn't stand her on there either. So like I already had a bad taste. It was like the opposite reaction. Like I already had a bad taste in my mouth with her. And I was like,
She just seemed a little, she was obviously very pretty.
Yeah.
But she seemed a little messy. Like she could be messy. I don't think she had too much of a chance to make a mess.
And who they sent her on? They sent her on a date with Steven, right?
Steven, which was, I mean, that was a dead end.
Yeah, I'm like that. Also, probably I'm thinking because if you mess up Steven and Alara, like I'm gonna be like,
I think he went straight back to Alara. He's like, woohoo, I'm home.
I loved. He didn't mess with her a little bit. He's like, we did kiss, and
yeah, he did.
I remember watching that thinking, you did.
I did too. I was like, what? You did not. And you didn't show us.
And then he was like, no, I'm just kidding. I hate that. Like you've actually broken my heart telling me that they aren't together.
I know. Anymore. It broke my heart yesterday when I only found out yesterday. So
like I'm actually in mourning about this. I don't like it. I'm gonna pretend you didn't tell me.
Oh, maybe they'll get back together. Maybe they're just taking a little break.
I was really rooting for that.
Harry's posted a TikTok with a new girl.
I saw that. I was trying to figure out who she was because I was like, I don't recognize her. Like, who is she?
I don't recognize her either. Another trouble. She won't last. Don't worry.
I had to laugh about what was it? Did Harry say something? Or I can't remember if it was on like his podcast or if it was on the show, but he said something. He's like, been there, done that. And I'm like, Harry, stop. Made me laugh though. Like he's so like this, but he said Steven's the same way. Like those two have basically like slept with everybody in the Netflix.
I can see Steven now, but back then,
I guess he still had the same personality though. I don't know. I remember not caring for him a lot. I don't know.
I liked him this season.
I love him. Like I want more Steven, please.
I do too. I want more Steven and Alana.
I know they need to be together. Ugh.
Very sad about that, but whatever.
That's okay, I guess.
Well, I think we covered everybody.
I mean,
we were disappointed. It was a good season up until the end.
It was. It was. Well, I guess that is all that we have to talk about on that. As far as like what's coming up, I know with the summertime, we're going to kind of be taking a break here. Make sure to follow us on all of our socials though, because we've got, we can you can give us suggestions on things we need to be watching or reading or, doing this summer.
Mhm.
It's Fandom Family Chats across the board on TikTok, on Instagram, Facebook. That is now our one and only group. You can also always, leave us a comment here. Make sure you're subscribing to the show so that when we do get new episodes, you won't miss them. And share with your friends. That's something where we definitely want to try to get this built up. We're wanting to at some point maybe interview more cast members and different things from different shows. The best way to do that is to have a bigger following. So that helps us out that way. But just keep in touch with us on our socials and let us know what we should be watching or reading next. Bye, guys.
All right, bye.
Loving our content? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to share our podcast with your family and friends. We want to continue the conversation with you. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok under Fandom Family Chats or one of our ever-growing Facebook groups by searching Family Fan Club. We've also launched a website, Family Fan Club 2021 at Wixsite.com. You can email us there and keep checking it for announcements and merch coming soon. And of course, be sure to tune in every week for new episodes discussing all your favorite shows.